Hi, everybody. Veronica Cole here, Sacred Alchemy After Loss. And boy, that bugger Mercury retrograde was in full force today, but we solved the problem, quick thinking. So we're back here. And I'm so pleased to welcome somebody who has been with me for this is the third workshop she's doing with me, Ali Kauss. And welcome, Ali.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to be here.
Yes, and I know people loved your work. They were very drawn to it. So I'm thinking that people that are here, and there might be some people returning that would love to see maybe some of the other pieces that you have created and of the personal adornment pieces, because that's how we're referring to them. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read you a little bit of her bio. So some of Ali's earliest memories are of drooling over jewelry. Oh my goodness. I think I remember doing that myself. Growing up in an artistic and entrepreneurial family made it easy for her to dream of someday owning and operating her own business. Although finding metalsmithing took me a few years, when I finally did, it was like coming home. My work is an eclectic mix of spirituality, metaphysics, and art. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I feel like there is a common thread found in all of these, and we have the ability to carry a profound message of connectivity with the objects we choose to wear. We are spiritual beings having a very human I put that in there, having a human experience. Okay, I don't know why I did that.
And bold.
Yes, and bold. Okay. But I infuse Reiki into each and every piece and hold the highest intention for the individual who wears it and everyone that comes into contact with her or him. My work speaks to the concept of wabi-sabi, which is the art of imperfection. I intentionally mar the surfaces of the metals, take guidance from the materials, and incorporate non-intended moves in the designs. Now, I'm thinking what you're saying is like a swirl or something like that. That's what you mean by that, right?
Yeah, essentially like an intuition that's guided by the metals. If it wants to move a certain way when I'm trying to get it to go a different way, listening to that and taking that as guide from the materials.
And since you're using, like, I guess it wouldn't be necessarily the blowtorch that you would be doing that with, right? You're using the blowtorch and then you're bending at the same time, right? So that's part of the process, isn't it?
Most of the time when the torch is involved, that's just melting. There are very few happy accidents that happen with the torch.
Okay. As you can see, I have little understanding of how this all works, but I know that Ali does, and I've seen her working, and it's amazing. And I thought to myself, oh dear Lord, those pieces are hot, hot, hot. I mean, the fact that maybe you have been burned, but the fact that I would probably go there and I would the metal would probably sear through my skin, and that would be the end of me.
You learn quick. Once you've been burned once, there's a certain memory that you take with you.
I would think so. Yeah. Her finished pieces have a grace fit for the finest events or a trip to the grocery store. My work is for the everyday love warrior, the woman or man who is here to raise the consciousness of the planet by living true to her authentic self. My clients are visionaries, leaders, profound agents of change. And they are also individuals who see the ability that jewelry has to communicate all of this in a non-threatening, non-verbal manner. Each piece is made with the loving intention to provide the wearer with a sense of individuality and pride in who she is and what she is here to do. And so some of the images, because some of the images are in the comment section of some of the pieces, and I know that Ali was going to speak about some of those. So if the people that are here, if you could just look at the comment section below, Ali could tell you if that's where you want to go right now, Ali. If you want to wait, for a few minutes or whatever, we can. But I just want to let people know that in the comment section is where they can go to hear you describing these things.
Okay, well, I do want to talk about those specifically, but I think it's worth kind of explaining what I mean by the term transformational adornment first, as how does that compare to just a piece of jewelry that you might see and love and wear? So I consider myself formerly known as a jewelry artist. Now I call myself a holistic metalsmith because I really am bringing in the energies that, everything has energy. And I know that the creative process for me can alchemize some dense energies and really allow for the individual to rise up to their authenticity. So what does that mean? What does alchemizing that mean? It really means like just clearing through the creative process on that energetic level, anything that might be holding you back. Now, when you work with me, we have conversations. I really like to get to the heart of what this piece of jewelry is for you. So think of it as a custom piece. Mm-hmm. But we go in a little bit further. I really want to encourage you to celebrate something that's in your life or commemorate something that's gone on for you. And that could be, the loss of someone. And that's what the examples are in the comments below. Because jewelry is it's a nonverbal form of communication, right? Throughout the ages, it's communicated love. It's been protection. It's been commitment. It really speaks. So I just go in there and kind of elevate that experience by working with you and really getting to know what this piece of jewelry is about for you. And that as I'm working, because I've gathered information from you and because we work on this other energetic realm, I feel like I can work through some of those layers so that when you wear the piece, it's really adorning the best parts of you based on what you've told me. And just by investing in something, whether it be jewelry or some other program or a piece of art, whatever it is, you're making a commitment to yourself and you're saying, I am worth investing in this fill in the blank. And that is also a real strong point to my work, because I really want to I want you to claim your self-worth, because that's how we're going to build a better planet, is if we're all really connected to the best parts of ourselves and living that truth.
Wow, that's fascinating. I love that, because it's not just about buying a piece of jewelry that has been manufactured. It has actually had your hands on it. It has had your intention, infused into it, really.
Yeah.
And I think that intention, as you're working on it, probably has a way of melding something bigger in it. I'm thinking that, I'm imagining myself as I create. And, when I write, sometimes I don't even realize what's coming out of the pen. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that probably happens with you too, right?
Absolutely. The creative process is one of we've all heard getting in the zone. And it's also what I think that means is getting out of the head and all of these it's like setting an intention and then you're manifesting that intention. And you can't really manifest if you're so laser focused on what that outcome is. Right. It's this trust and faith that it's going to come through you. So it's quite paradoxical, actually, because you're letting go, yes, and allowing in at the same time. So there's, right, keeping a vision of an outcome, but allowing what needs to come through.
So the process that you do with people, like, that's your process. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for instance, because actually I did buy something from you. I have a couple of things from you already, and I'm getting a third. I'm waiting for it. And, I'm going to show this anyway, because we can talk a little bit about this. Do you mind if we do that?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So I'm hoping that I can do that because I'm really, when it comes to doing this on camera,
There.
there we go. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah. So do you want to tell them what that is?
That is a blue topaz, and it's a little hard to see, but I can, if you look at it, you can tell that there's like a center, which is not that ring. I think that's Veronica's light.
Yeah.
Ring, but there's a center and then there's marks coming out from it. So that's been specifically the lapidary work is, which I didn't do. Is called the vortex. So when Veronica reached out and said she wanted a transformational adornment, and Veronica kind of knew what stones she was interested in. So, you know, I meet you wherever you are. If you know exactly what you want, fantastic. If you don't, let's find out what will work best for you. But I feel like you had a couple, but then like blue topaz was the one. And what happened was I went on my usual source for looking up stones. And it was in a page that I'd never looked at before. And I saw this blue vortex. And for any of you who know Abraham Hicks, they speak about the vortex being where we have all of our abundance, all of our potential is in this vortex, and we add to it. And sorry, the dog is like, pet me. But the vortex is this symbol of everything that we have the ability to achieve, to align with. And so it was really, this ring was about your claiming your personal power, and
right.
Wrong, but that's what I think of that ring was really about, you stepping into your power and claiming it, so that when you wear that ring, it's a reminder of that for you. And so it was just this chain of really serendipitous experiences, and specifically about that stone.
It never comes off anyway, so it's always on my finger. But you know, it was very special to me, and I was so excited when I got it, because that's the other thing, is that we could do this all via the internet, and that's how you work, is you can work with people you know, through a questionnaire or through conversation, and getting very specific about what they're looking for and really being able to hone in with them. So that in itself to me is very creative and very specific. I did also get this bracelet from you too. I don't know if I can show the bracelet now. Listen, there it is.
There it is.
The purple one.
Yeah, so that's Auralite. And I have fun making those bracelets because they're really fun pops of color, and they're quite easy to wear. On top of the fact that the stones are really directly on your skin. And often, I don't have mine on, but at the end of those, I like to make little charms. And it started out as a Mother's Day charm bracelet where you could have like your children's initials stamped and then a circle charm hanging from that, which is fun because it's real playful and it hangs down. And, you know, you can choose a stone for the color, because there's so many beautiful stones out there. And just for the color alone, you really, I mean, theoretically, you don't have to know what properties of the stones are in order to receive the benefits. And there's benefits from every single stone. So if it's just that you love the color, go for it. You know, wearing the color that you love is medicine also.
So can you explain to everybody what you mean by a stone? Are you talking about crystals? Are you talking about semi-precious gems? Are you talking about precious gems? Exactly what do you mean by a stone?
Yes, to all of those. So I lump all of those things in as stones. So I use, you know, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and then the other stones that are like jasper, malachite, which I think those are categorized as crystals, but I kind of call them all stones. But I guess when I think of crystals, I think of kind of bright and shiny.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And when I think of stones like the jasper that I have on, it's more opaque. But yeah, I use all of them, and I love them all for different reasons.
Right. So I did have another question about that too, and all of a sudden it slipped my mind. I think I'm hypnotized by what you're talking about. I love what you're saying, and I'm trying to follow it. And I'm saying there was another question there, but so you have the stones, and you work with. Oh, I know what it was. What about like if you wanted to make a cuff for somebody? What metals can you use, or what would you use on that type of a thing? What could people request?
I work with sterling and gold. I will incorporate bits of brass and copper for fun color. But if it's going to be touching your skin, I will only use silver and gold. I know that some people like the idea of copper because it's good for arthritis, but I won't do it because most people, it will tarnish their skin, and it's also going to tarnish unless you have I'm sure there's something that you could put on the base metals, but I love sterling. It makes
Right.
me think of the moon. There's an intuition. It's very feminine,
Hmm.
and I'm very drawn to sterling. I love gold more and more because it's sun energy. It's a masculine. It has, when you think of gold and certain stones like diamonds, there's a certain what's the word? Diamonds, especially. I mean, I don't love to work with diamonds because they're so like common in a way.
Hmm.
But they do have amazing healing benefits as well. And if you're really, if you love yellow and you love gold, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, like if we go to skin colors, some people would look better with gold, but there's also yellow gold, white gold, rose gold, green gold. And if we're really digging into someone's self-worth, perhaps stretching and getting something made in gold is important to really honor yourself, like if you can, right?
Hmm. I know that that's one of the things that we were talking about that I want to get eventually from you is something that is gold, and also maybe having some ruby somehow
Mm-hmm.
or other like placed in that as well, or
Yeah.
emerald.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's wonderful just to feel like you can just not feel, but that you can actually create something out of these little pieces. So in your process, when you're looking at these things and you're thinking about the person, and do you all of a sudden get an image, or as you're working, I know that we kind of answered that before, but it's kind of manifesting while you're working with it, right?
It is. And, it really, I love people and I love hearing stories. So I really feel like I make that space even before the questionnaire comes out. Because a lot of the questionnaire is like logistical stuff. Like, what is the scale you're looking for? So I'm not making something ginormous and you want something that's 4 millimeter.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like just by hearing someone's stories, and then, like if someone's talking about anxiety, there are immediately a list of stones that come to mind for me that would be beautiful to help someone who is experiencing anxiety. If someone wants to really work on their heart chakra, there's certain stones that automatically come to me, both because of their color, but because of their properties. They
Right.
inspire love and compassion. So, yeah, there are hints always along the way, for sure.
Mm. So you have some pieces, and I thought it would be interesting to hear the stories about those pieces.
Sure.
So, they're down below, and if you can find them, I'm sure because Amanda posted them right below this, the post. So I'm thinking that everybody should be able to see them. Um, okay. If you can see the post and see the items that are there, please let me know. Okay, I'm just going to wait to make sure that people can see it.
And I will say all the pieces that are in that post have to do they're memorable memorabilia pieces. They're
Yeah.
really honoring someone who's passed, or
So,
or an animal. Some of them are beloved animals.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're okay. So we're looking at it now.
Okay.
I wasn't able to, oh, you weren't able to post a picture in the comments, but our announcement post has the image on the group page. So is it right there, Amanda? Hmm. So she said that it's on this page. It's on the Sacred Alchemy page, but it's on the post from this morning. It's not in the comments, so that's my mistake. So it is there, and I'm sure that if everybody would just look up on the page, they will find it because it should be above here. Yes, okay, yeah, yeah. It's on the announcement from earlier, so that would be right above this page. So which one would you like to talk about first?
Well, I'm going to go from memory because I don't have it in front of me. But so there is one that is circular, and I can explain. And then if someone isn't able to go to it while they're watching, they can listen and then reference back, and I think it'll be really clear. So a woman came to me, and her mother had passed, and it had been many years. But while her mother was passing, I think it was pretty obvious when it was her time, and this client had taken a piece of paper and ink and had gotten her mother's thumbprint, and she had gotten two of them. And she had them on these, what seemed like random pieces of paper, and she had been holding on to them. And she gave me them. I even still have the one because I think she wants one made for herself. She had me make this for her brother. And so I cut out the thumbprint out of the paper and think of setting it like a stone, setting it with a bezel and then putting a clear cabochon on top, which just is, clear glass, but it's domed. Right. So it really, really showcases that thumbprint.
Nice.
And then on the back, which I didn't show on this, but an eagle was really important to him. So I had cut out an eagle and put it on the back. And for a man, a lot of times a keychain comes up. And so I had made that as a commemorative piece for my client, who then gave it to her brother. Which would, when I'm given these items, it's so special. It's really an honor, and I do not take it lightly that I'm being, handed over these pieces. This was paper, but it wasn't just paper. This was from her mother.
Right.
It was her thumbprint, her marking, which is so beautiful that she did that, that she thought about doing it. And then
exactly.
Yeah. And then also on there is a necklace that has a brown stone in the center, which is tiger's eye. And there are what look like darker brown stones along the necklace. Well, those darker brown stones are a dog collar.
Oh.
So this was in honor of a beloved pet, Izzy, who passed away. Again, I think a year, it wasn't like immediate, because there has to be time to grieve for things like this. Well, and everyone's different. But the tiger's eye stone was what Izzy's coloring was. So that stone was chosen because of the coloring. And the owner was willing to give me that dog collar and cut out the circles and then again set them like stones. So that, it's just so meaningful to do that. And in honor of this beloved pet.
Right.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And again, to be able to cut apart the collar, I was really hesitant, but she, this is about moving forward also, right? It's not about holding on to this memory, because the memories are not in those pieces. They help us, though, with that love and those beautiful memories. And so if you are able to wear something, you're not going to wear the dog collar, probably. But the necklace, you can really have that love around you, in that way.
It's kind of like what you're doing is you're anchoring it in your heart.
Yeah.
I see it as it's a symbol of love, but it's also anchoring that piece so that if it were me and I were touching that piece around my neck, it it would probably bring me great comfort. I might like,
Mhm.
just hold it if I'm feeling like I need to hold it for a moment because I'm having some kind of a thought or a feeling, and it might
Sure.
be very comforting too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah, they become very symbolic, right?
Yeah.
They're symbolic of, whatever type of, not just specifically these memorabilia pieces, but they all have that kind of intention behind them. And then the other one that I'm thinking of in that picture is kind of like a constellation. So there's a diamond and a peridot and an amethyst and what is the other one? An emerald. So that diamond came from my client's mother's engagement ring.
Wow.
And she had been given the ring by her mother, who's actually still alive, but her dad passed already. And her mom gave her the engagement ring and she was not drawn to it whatsoever. And I think she gave it back. And this was years ago again that exchange happened. And Vicky asked, so, she had come in and worked with me in other ways. And I think because she knew what I was doing, she felt like she wanted to get that ring back and have something made for her. And one of the most amazing parts to this story is that she works out early in the morning. And when she comes out from working out, she looks in the sky and she sees this bright star. And again, because I always talk to people, I, get the story behind it. And, I'm a talker anyway in certain situations. So, things come out and I was like, I wonder what that star is. And there's an app on a phone where you can hold it up to the sky and it can show you.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
And because she said it was so bright, I'm like, I wonder if that's Venus. It turns out it's Venus that she's been looking at. And that's what she's felt like her dad was.
Oh
And
wow.
so when you look at the configuration of that necklace, the diamond is kind of set off a little bit. She is the peridot. So the diamond really represents her parents. She's the peridot, and then she's got two daughters, an amethyst and an emerald. And the daughter, I think is the amethyst, has two children. And the gold balls that are coming off of that are from the original diamond ring, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's repurposed from that original ring.
Wow. What a way to have a memory, right?
Yeah.
Susan is on here and I want to read her comment. She said, hi, Susan, by the way. I wore my dog's collar for almost a year after she died. Okay, the necklace would have probably been better.
There's still time.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay. Susan, you are very funny. Okay. So, and by the way, Susan is a huge dog lover. I mean, like many of us are, but she lives with her doggies all over and she's got wonderful dogs. I don't know how many she has now, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful dogs. And so, yeah, so I can just imagine how close that Susan becomes with her animals, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and many of us do. I feel that way right now about my little dog Poppy. She's beautiful, and all I can think of is that I don't want her to go anytime soon, but when she does, I want I want it to be memorialized for her. So anyway, oh look at what's his name?
This is Bailey.
Okay,
She was so calm until I started talking with you, and now she's like, you're not going to give Veronica attention and not me.
And also she's probably picking up on all the energy too,
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So we have two pieces.
Okay.
So now you have a third. I know there's four, right?
On that printout. So the other one is a tooth, and that is from a horse. So this woman reached out to me again. So the only one that I guess two of them were kind of local, but only one actually came in to talk to me. So my point is that, again, it can be done all virtually because we have amazing technology.
Mm-hmm.
But she reached out to me, and her beloved horse had passed away, and she really loved that horse. And horses live for a very long time. They can live to like 30,
Yeah.
if not more, I
Yes,
think.
they could live more because we had two horses when I was growing up, and my grandmother used to train them, and so I'm very familiar. But yeah, they can live quite a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
And so this is like not a small ring because it's a molar, and horse teeth are quite large. I think it ended up being like a 2-inch square ring. And it's not the first time I've set teeth, because way back in school, I really pushed the boundary of what was beautiful and what deserved to be set. So I would set deer teeth and even
Wow,
cow teeth, because they really are gorgeous. They're
wow.
beautiful.
I'm
So
just
anyway, this tooth was it was in honor of her horse.
how could you how can you set a I know this is like a technical question,
Yeah.
but how can you set something as large as a horse's tooth? I mean, how do you
So
make it
I
into something?
I have to cut off the root, because when you think of a tooth, there's the part that we see and then there's the root underneath. So I cut that off, and then it's flat on the bottom. So it's just like
Wow.
setting a
Mhm.
stone or
Mhm.
a crystal, you
That's
know,
incredible.
most of the time I have to create my own bezel, which is what wraps around the stone because it's not tall enough. But yeah,
Wow. That
yeah,
that's incredible. The fact that somebody would, oh gosh, that was a beloved animal too, you know, such a you can feel the heart in all of this. It's incredible. So you become like this carrier of love, you know, it's like
yeah,
bringing all of this beauty and this comfort to people through your work, even if it's not necessarily about loss, but it's about empowerment too, because you're very
yeah.
much about empowerment. And all of your work is about that. That's really what it
Mhm.
demonstrates, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
you,
and I think that I feel like, you know, what you talk about, Veronica, is raising consciousness and finding all the, I'm totally, this is a lame thing to say just because it's not very intellectual, but like the good stuff, even in parts of life that are hard, there's always lessons to be learned. And when you're doing that, when you're going through those darker phases, those more challenging phases, you're lifting yourself up and raising your consciousness by doing that.
right.
And that, I think, is also, that's empowerment. You're
Yeah.
empowering yourself. So when I
Mhm.
consider what I do in tools of empowerment, I'm not really empowering you. You're empowering yourself. I
Mhm.
just am providing that space for you to do that.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Well, yeah, you're kind of like that beacon, though. I want to give you credit, though, because still, you know, as much as we do transform ourselves, we really need a light, or we really need sometimes that beacon to show us the way, to put it together, or to make that happen. And, you know, to give you that credit, I want to do that because without your energetic thrust in putting that together and having that ability to utilize a metaphysical aspect and
Sure.
bring it into something in this physical environment that's beautiful and it's meaning something to somebody, that does take a bit of a different focus because you're looking through a different lens.
Sure.
You're not looking through the regular you are, I know that you're using your eye as a, would you consider yourself even a gemologist or not?
No, not a
Okay.
gemologist.
So, but you're looking with a different eye. You're looking through the artistic eye, but
Hmm.
then you're looking in the spiritual too. You're bringing in that element. So that's, to me, that does, there is something very valid about that. And then that's really helping us to transport and transform, right? So,
Yeah, thank you. I will receive that compliment because it does take, it's like having the container. So that is the container that I create for
right.
somebody. They come with specific need and requirement, and I'm creating that container for them to feel joy, to feel empowered by the situations that have been presented to them. Yeah.
Now I know that you still have, there's another piece there, right? Or was that it?
So, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh, I wish I could remember too. And I don't think I have it on my phone, but you know what I want to leave time for you to do is to talk about the fact that there's a special day coming up. And, it's called Valentine's Day. And that is that Saturday or Sunday? I think
it's Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And you have some pieces on your page and that are really dedicated to the Day of Love. And I'm thinking that, people should know about that if they are still interested, because you could ship something out. I mean, there's still time to do that. Unless you're in India, chances are it's going to get to you, right? It's going to get
I don't know. Is there Valentine's Day in India? I feel like they might have another day.
Well, yeah, it's true. I don't know what they would call it,
but I want to point out too that this collection was created around Valentine's Day. However, Valentine's Day can have kind of a hallmarky feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. I call the collection Nurture because Valentine's Day is around love and adoration. And again, I really want, now the pieces can be purchased as a gift for someone else. Everyone who wants to buy something for their beloved, please do. However, the collection is about self-love and really honoring the love for ourselves, because in order to, love someone else to the fullest, we really need to love ourselves. And that healing comes from the inside out. And so, we've all heard of self-care and self-love, and there are many different ways to do that, but nurturing that inside in whatever feels right to you is extremely important. And so these pieces, all the stones were picked for their nurturing qualities, because all stones have qualities and healing benefits, along with gorgeous colors. So each stone was really picked specifically to nurture those qualities in ourselves.
There are some beautiful literally heart-shaped, but they're elongated earrings.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I looked at those and I always want to get everything that you have, really. And I was curious, how long are they? They look like they're very large and long.
So, and I don't do hearts that often. I did them last year for Valentine's Day because they're fun.
Yeah.
They're really fun. I have a small, medium, and large heart. So one is about an inch. The other one is probably like an inch and a half. And then the other one are actually a post because they're so big. And those are like 2-inch around.
Wow.
As you know, there's custom, you tell me what you want and I will create that size heart for you.
So what are you using as the metal? You're using silver, right?
Those are all sterling. Yep. Sterling silver.
Okay. Yeah. So it's all sterling. And there was some kind of stones around it, I thought, but I couldn't. What were the stones? Were there stones on there?
No, not in any of the hearts. There aren't. So there was a different pair they're darkened circles, but it's still sterling. There's just a patina that I can put on that oxidizes the silver, and then they're little brass hearts. So, but when in doubt, it's always sterling. But there's different ways to patina it just to make it look different.
Okay. So if people want to get in touch with you and they want to get in touch with you now because Valentine's Day is coming, and you want to have these things shipped, then I would just say all they need to do is go onto your website. And is the best thing for them to do, let's say that they see something, but they want to talk to you about that. Do they just, how would they get in touch with you at that point? If
you're on my website, you can contact me. And I would say, because it's Tuesday, when you see something you love and you want it for Valentine's Day, you probably should email me, which is easy to find. And I can put it in the comments below. But if you're on my website already looking at things, you can go to the contact and then just send me a message. It's super easy.
And could you tell everybody your website again, even though
Yeah.
it's listed somewhere? And what is
Yeah.
it?
So it's my name, Ali Kauss adornment.com. So ALIKAUSS adornment.com, all lowercase.
Amanda just posted it in the comments.
Thanks, Amanda.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. So they could go on there. If they see something, they can contact you there. And you're probably going to be busy for the rest of the week because I'm sure you're fulfilling orders and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, well, that's really good. This is wonderful. I am wondering, because it just seems like time flies when you're on, you know, it's like, is there something that you really want to say in closing? Because after you and I get off the phone, this is the 9th day of my workshop. So I'm going to do a little bit of something with my group.
Okay.
So, is there anything in particular that you really want to say in closing to people?
Well, I just want to thank you, Veronica, for having me on again, and to say what a gift you are, and in my own personal life, how much you've helped me with, working through things that are tough. So I can vouch for Veronica's brilliance in that dimension, and an ability to create a very beautiful sacred container of support.
Thank you.
And yeah, if anyone is interested and curious about transformational adornments, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can talk more about it, answer any questions, and set you up for a piece if that's what feels good.
Okay. This has been terrific as always. You know how much I love having you on. Yeah. And I really appreciate all your work. And I just love how I don't know exactly how you work, because like I said, if I had that little mini torch, I'd probably like scar myself for life. but it's really interesting to see you doing it. I mean, I'm like fascinated by that because, my daughter has worked with some of these things. She's done her own welding and stuff, because since she's an artist. And so I'm like always fascinated that I'm like too much of a chicken to do anything like that. So I really appreciate the process that you have to go through, and the fact that you can incorporate our deepest desires that people might have. And really, it's like, even if you don't know, but you know that you want something, but you don't know what it is, you're the perfect person to talk to and just brainstorm that, because all of a sudden things come up and it just seems to manifest what needs to happen. So, Valentine's Day is one day, and that's great, but there are many days in the rest of the year that you can, go on and you can become a valuable. Was that your dog?
Yeah, she was shaking.
Okay. I got it. Was like, and it was you can become, valuable in the sense that you can appreciate her stuff and her adornments. I love the words that I'm using here. Okay.
You've been talking for 9 days.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm a little bit, punchy right now, but I'm still fine. I really am.
Great.
So anyway, if you order something from Ali and you allow her to do a custom piece for you, you will always have this beautiful remembrance, and that's valuable.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ali. I appreciate you being here. And
thank you. Okay, I'll talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wow. Well, I guess if you guys are still on, you know that this is the 9th day, right? This is the last day of the workshop. And, I really need to talk a little bit more, because it is the 9th day. It's the last day. This is the last day that you're going to see me in this workshop. So, my program is very rich. It's very full, and it's all about healing. It's all about processing. It's all about working something through. It's about transmuting and transforming your hurts, your losses, the things that are, that your conditioned self is holding you back with. Because as I have talked about all through the 5 days prior, and I've peppered it in a little bit through some of my other talks, if I could do it, because when I'm interviewing people, I really like to give them the space. But I always want people to understand that the conditioned self is very sneaky. It is very much about protecting itself. And it probably happened when you were very young, and we all have wounds. It's not like anybody is any different from anybody else. We may have some things that would have been, looking at somebody else's dynamic and what they went through, we would say, oh my God, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. But they might say the same thing about your issue, right? Because we all have been wounded. And sometimes it's through perception. As little tiny kids, we don't have all of the emotional savvy to be able to understand and figure things out. And if we'd never said anything, like I had mentioned about what had happened to me in school, if nothing is said, nobody is the wiser. Or if you're dealing with a parent who means well, but they have their own wounded child, that if they haven't worked on themselves, and chances are they haven't, because a lot of people do not follow this path. And a lot of people now are recognizing the need to be as empowered as you possibly can, to be as clear as you possibly can, and to heal as much as you possibly can, to heal this conditioned self. Because the more that you can go in and the more that you can heal in a dynamic community of other empaths, right? Because remember what I said, my work is about working with empaths and highly sensitive individuals. So if you are listening to this, chances are you are an empath or a highly sensitive individual. And this type of environment is perfect for you, because it is what will work you through, and it will be done gently. I'm not a person that rips the Band-Aid off. I don't believe in that. I believe we have our own process, and that's what I want to go through, is the process that's going to work for you, not even the next person that's a part of the program, because everybody has their own little issues that are going to look a little bit differently to everybody else. But together we heal. Together we work and we form a community, and in that community is an energy that comes about, and it's this energy and it's this ability to love and express yourself fully, and to say things that you would never say in the outside world, not because you couldn't, but because most people don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear about your inner world and your inner workings, or your conditioned self, or they don't want to hear about all that stuff. They don't want to know that, you're having an issue because of your conditioned self. What you do want to do, though, is it's your responsibility to heal. It's your responsibility to take the positive steps that you need to heal. And that's exactly what my program provides. And the reason that you want to do that now is because you're in this arena and you're experiencing this ability of being in this container that really, for you, for the past 9 days, has given you this strength. It has given you a different perspective. It has given you things that may have taken you out of the realm of what you might have believed. So we're looking at transforming some of your belief systems even. But that's something that you will do personally as we work these things through. It's not like something I'm going to tell you that you're going to change. But all of a sudden, you're going to look around and you're going to realize you have had a perceptual shift. And a perceptual shift looks different for everybody. But remember what I said, if you were on this call with me that I had on the workshop a few days ago, I had mentioned about walking into my therapist's office after being with her for 2 years. And I said, wow, and I use that word a lot, wow, don't I? And I said, wow, this is so different. It looks so different. I love the color. And she looked at me and she said, what do you mean? And I said, the color of the walls, I love what you've done with them. She said, this has always been like this. The only thing that's changed is you. And at that moment, it was like a bell went off. I was like, oh my God, this is like a perceptual shift. It's not like you have to white knuckle it to have a different point of view. We might have to coerce ourselves a little bit and have somebody else help us out along the way. But it's done with great love and sensitivity, because we don't change by ripping off the Band-Aid. We don't change by creating more hurt on trauma or more hurt on a wound. We change by doing it in a way that is not just about the intellect, trying to think it through. Because if that's the case, then go buy your books and you don't have to worry about anything anymore. Everything is solved from that. That's not the way it works. You might get some hits from that. You might get some emotional ahas. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. And on some level, there's a little bit of comfort in it. But if you want to work something through, that's what my program does. It's about transforming your life. Okay. So, if you want to go back and look at these videos, they're going to be up until probably early morning, and then everything is coming down. The doors are open for my program. I'm going to be working on this through Friday, but the special pricing, which is happening now, will be ending at midnight tonight. So I want to make sure that you understand that there is special pricing, and that is in the information about my program that is here. But if you really want to make sure that you get it at that special pricing, you have to do it by tonight at midnight. If you want to talk with me, there is a way to schedule a call. I believe I saw someone that wanted to speak with me earlier. And if you just want to DM me, let me know. We can do that as well. And then we can speak with each other, through DMing on the phone, because there's an ability to do that on Messenger. Whatever works. I am here. I am here for the rest of the day. I can take calls for the rest of the day. So, and I think I have some scheduled out. I know I have some scheduled out. So I want to thank everybody for really taking the time to do this, because I know you had to make time in your day. I know you had to make time in your life. And I know that many people have appreciated this work, and there are people that are thinking about coming into my program. So let's see if this is the right place for you to come at the right time, which I do believe it is. And let's talk about it. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week and the weekend. And I hope to hear from some of you. Be well. Take good care. Bye now.